Lipsmacking barbecue, and I'm going to show you how to do a brisket. So I already went ahead and I opened it up and washed my brisket. It's a full packer brisket. Now I want to show you what we need to do. This stuff here is known as the fat cap. We got to remove that. We got a little bit here as well and on the ends. So basically, just take your knife and just cut into it. Find out how deep it goes and remove it. Because it will not render down very well when you're smoking. So just get in there and remove. If you get a little meat, that's alright, but you mainly want to get that fat. So while I'm doing this, we'll take a break and I'll be right back. I got the majority of the fat cap off. You want to keep it thin. That, like I said, the thicker stuff will not render down very well, so make it take longer to cook. What I like to do now is I'm going to add just a little bit of olive oil to it. Just a little. Now I'm going to do what's called a Texas style brisket. Now Texans like to taste their meat, so it's just salt and pepper. That is it. No fancy rubs, no spice, just plain taste of meat and meat only. So you want to coat liberally with salt. Don't be afraid to get your hands in there and rub it. Ain't gonna hurt nothing. Coat it good with pepper. Flip it and I'll do it on the same on the other side. Olive oil. That just kind of helps the salt and pepper just stick. Give it something to adhere to. I know you're like, whoa, you gotta, nah, it's not too much salt. Every bit of that meat will take it, believe me, and it won't be over salty at all. So put more pepper on. One thing I do want to show you before we end this little video. There, I'm gonna flip it back over. This side will be up when you're smoking. Fat side up. Helps render down into the meat, tenderizing. Now, if you can get a good look, right here, see the grain? It's going this way. So when I cut it, I want to cut across the grain, like so. Here's my flat, here's my point. So what I like to do, so I know which direction to cut, is I'll take just a little piece off. Just a little, that's awful thick. Just a little piece off, so I know which, and that way I can see it. So when I start cutting, I'll just cut right like this. Makes it a lot easier for me to know which way the grain's going. All right, I'm gonna put this thing to bed, and we'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. It is 4 o'clock in the morning. Way early. I haven't even had my first cup of coffee yet. As you see, if you can't see, I'm just now starting to get my smoker ready for a nice long burn for that brisket this morning. So stay tuned and we'll have it up and ready here in a minute. Well, I got my chimney lit. Man, I know it's early, but that's a beautiful sight. So, I'm going to use a little straight hickory for this burn. And it's going to be a wonderful, more in-depth smoke flavor. So, well, this is getting going, and burn will take around about 20 minutes, 25 minutes to get going. I'm going to go inside and get me a cup of coffee, and we'll come back out and here in a little while and we'll get that brisket on. I'll show you what's going on. Alright, talk to you guys later. Guys, smoker's been lit. My fire's going pretty good. I went ahead and put the brisket on early. By the time I close this lid, shut it all up, get that fine stream of smoke, it's going to be around about 400 and some degrees, but I like to cook mine a little bit on the fast. So, as you can tell, it is early morning, but that's okay with me. Except for a few sirens in the background as birds are chirping, singing their praise to God in the morning. It is just going to be a great day. So, yeah, she's going to even up around about 350, 400 degrees. I got nothing but hickory in there. It's going to be really good. I'm guesstimating around about 10 hours of cook, at least until I get the internal temperature about 205, 210 degrees. Then I'll pull it, wrap it, stick it in a cooler. Then I'll separate the point from the flat and I'll cut the point up into chunks and I'll make some really good burnt ends. So stay tuned. We'll record off and on throughout the checking process, but just look at this beautiful morning that we got. It is just absolutely beautiful. This is one of those mornings that just makes you want to praise God and worship Him and thank God for what you have. So you guys check back in here in a little bit and we'll see where we're at. It's about 7:34 in the morning. I had the brisket on about 5, and there she is, looking really good so far. Just added some more wood chunks and fuel to the fire, so she's looking good so far. So I'm gonna close her back up and we'll keep cooking. Check back with us here. I just came back out. It's been on for about 7-8 hours now. Looking really good. Taking its temp every so often. And right now we're at about 154 in a point. 163. So probably a couple more hours to go. I just added some more fuel to the fire, as you can see, so we're good to go. Probably about another 3 hours I think would be good. So I'll check back in with you guys later. I think she's done. I just took its temperature. It's about 184, 185. I think that's good enough. When I insert the probe, it's going in with hardly no resistance, so I think after about 12 hours of cook, I think we're done. So stay tuned and I'll show you the slice and the burnt ends after a bit. Just pulled the brisket off, wrapped it in aluminum foil, wrapped it in a towel, and stuck it in a cooler, insulated cooler, for about an hour. So here we are. I want you to look at this. Look at the, oh, that's so juicy. Man, that looks good. Not much of a smoke ring, but you can see that where it starts. And look at how barely have to tug. Oh, that piece. Yeah. Barely have to tug it. Oh, good mellow smoke. Really good. I'm gonna cut this up. I'm gonna make burnt ends. I'll show you when I get that done. So, be right back. Just pulled the burnt ends out, and they look delicious. Look at that juice. Still nice and juicy. All you do is you just take your favorite barbecue sauce, toss them, put them in a can, a little bit of aluminum foil, put them back in your smoker for about another 2 hours. Or if you want to take a shortcut like we did tonight, we just put them in the broiler. Just keep an eye on them, don't let them get overburnt. Just until they're nice and got a nice crust on them. So there you go. Hope you guys enjoy. Get out there and try it. Smoke on.